Listen up. If you're applying to law school this cycle and your GPA is under a 3.8, you need to understand a major shift that just happened, because if you don't, you could end up wasting months of your life and potentially thousands of dollars in application fees. The new ABA 509 reports just came out, and here's the big news. Over 60% of law schools, that's 122 schools, just raised their LSAT medians. Many of them didn't just nudge those medians up slightly, some actually skyrocketed into ranges that would have been unthinkable just a few years ago. It's a massive shift in admissions that no one was really ready for. And if you're hearing this for the first time right now, congrats, you're way ahead of most other applicants. Today I'm going to break down what's changed, why it's happening, and how you can still thrive in this tougher than ever environment. First, for those who don't know me, my name is Steve Schwartz. I've been teaching the LSAT since 2005, and I personally increased my own LSAT score from a 152 to a 175. Now, I've been working in admissions for a long time. I've worked with students who got to T14 schools, full ride scholarships, and even successful non-traditional applicants who rebuilt their academic profiles after graduating college a decade ago or more. Now, over the last few admission cycles, we've all seen incremental shifts in admissions metrics, but what's happening this year is totally different. For example, last year I had a student with a 3.75 GPA and a 173 LSAT who was safely above the medians at a certain top 30 law school. This year, that same 3.75 is suddenly below the medians for the exact same school. That's not just surprising, that's actually shocking. I have never seen such a broad-based sweeping elevation of GPA medians across so many programs. It's actually forced me to rethink the advice I give and the strategies that I recommend. But the good news is that once you understand this trend, you can adapt to your approach and come out ahead of those who ignore the data. Now, every year, law schools publish ABA 509 reports that reveal their class profiles. Those are the medians for LSAT and GPA, among other metrics. And this year, the story they tell is crystal clear. GPA medians are on the rise at the majority of law schools, a breakdown we've never seen quite before. As I mentioned, 122 law schools reported GPA median increases, and 10 of those boosted their medians by 0.1 or more. One of the most surprising examples is the University of Hawaii, which saw a staggering 0.22 increase. In practice, that could mean going from something like a 3.7 median to a 3.92, which is almost unimaginable in a single admissions cycle year to year. Now, what does this mean for you as the applicant? It means that what would have been a comfortably above median GPA last year now places you well below the median this year. So if you were targeting a range of schools based on old data, you might suddenly find yourself on much shakier ground. Now, we've got to ask, what's driving this near universal spike in GPA medians? There are three major factors at play. The first, of course, is undergraduate grade inflation. Over the last decade, undergraduate institutions have been gradually awarding higher and higher grades. A's are more common, B's are virtually a given, and as a result, GPAs have crept upward. Law schools now have to recalibrate what it means to have a good GPA in this environment, because as more applicants present near perfect records, the median inevitably climbs. Of course, the U.S. News rankings, overall selectivity, and institutional prestige still matter a great deal, leading to competitive pressures between law schools. Schools know that prospective students compare medians, and so by raising their GPA medians, schools appear more selective, more elite, and this allows them to potentially attract stronger applicants the next cycle. It's a competitive arms race where one school boosts their median, the others feel pressure to do the same to keep pace. Now, all of this might sound intimidating, but you got to understand that this change affects every single applicant. And so, if you are applying with a GPA that was once considered safe for certain target schools, you may now be below the threshold. Even if your GPA is strong, you're competing now in an environment where everyone else's GPA looks impressive too. So if you've got a GPA in the 3.8 range, which was once considered a golden number, you might find that you're now not quite as special as you were before. And if your GPA is below that 3.7 or 3.6 mark, it's more important than ever to compensate with a killer LSAT score. And that's the silver lining here. even though GPA medians climbed up dramatically, LSAT medians mostly stayed flat or saw only minor changes. The LSAT is still a critical metric and the most important factor in admissions because no matter how inflated GPAs become, the LSAT is standardized and consistent across all applicants, no matter their major, no matter their undergrad institution. And so the strong LSAT score can punch through the noise of the inflated GPAs. Schools do still rely on the LSAT to measure your readiness for law school and your likelihood to pass the bar. And so if you've got a below median GPA, you can still win by knocking that LSAT score out of the park. I've seen students with GPAs that fell short of the medians still secure top admissions and scholarships by getting their LSAT scores into the top quartile for that school. That means it's above the 75th percentile. And so your LSAT can turn what seems like a disadvantage into a secret weapon if you invest the time and effort to improve it. And if you'd like my help getting the highest possible LSAT, ideally 170 plus, to get you into that top quartile to reach the 75th percentile, my team and I would be glad to help you out. At LSAT Unplugged, we offer live online classes via Zoom, on-demand video courses, small group coaching, and one-on-one coaching. You can check out the links below to find out more and to book a call with me and my team. We'd be glad to help you out. Now, if you're wondering, what do you do now? First, calculate a new target LSAT score. If you were aiming for 165 before, now you want to aim for at least a 168, if not a 170, because even just a few more points can make a tremendous difference, especially if your GPA is below on the new medians. Double down on your LSAT prep. This is not the year to just wing the LSAT. You're going to want to have a structured study plan laying out exactly what to do every single day. And that's exactly what we help our students do. We create for you a personalized day-by-day study plan mapping out every single day from now through your test date. If you'd like my help preparing for the LSAT, again, you can check out the links below to book a call with me and my team. We'd be glad to help you out. Now, don't be discouraged by these new GPA medians because this is happening to everyone. You're not alone. And if you feel blindsided, think about everyone out there who hasn't even heard about the latest data yet. Because you're aware of these changes now, you've got a huge advantage and you can adjust your application plans accordingly. You can retake the LSAT. You can take this as fuel to put in more effort into your LSAT prep and get the strongest numbers possible. Again, check out the links below to book a call with me and my team. We'd be glad to help you out. And in the meantime, I'll wish you all the best and take care.